Before you guys judge me, just keep in mind that I was bored. And 10 minutes before building this build, my mum called me a slave. So that contributed to the weirdness of this build. Before you guys see this monstrosity of a build, first you're going to see how I made it. And how I at least came up with the idea. I don't know how I came up with this idea. I didn't even know how it came to my head. I was just staring out in the distance like someone had killed my family. And it just came to my head. First, I decided to just make a random grid, see how big I can make the portal, and then the giant worm coming out of it. I generally had no idea what the portal was going to look like. I just was going off what I had in my head. So I decided to put reinforced deep slate on the sides and just put random colors in the middle. It just what was happening. After I was done with my portal that looked like somebody had taken way too many drugs, I decided to actually work on the worm's backside, should we say. It was looking so weird, so I had to switch it up a bit. I just made it a bit longer, so it looked a bit longer. Sounds kind of nuts, to be honest. Having finished the house in like 26 seconds, I decided not to do the roof because the worm was going to go like through the roof, so there was no reason for me to do it. I decided to build a portal around the outside of the house and kind of on the inside, where this would be where the worm would kind of like spawn. So let's say you're just chilling at home, sitting there doing nothing, and the worm creates a portal underneath you, and then just it goes the whole house. That was what I was going for, anyways. Oh fuck. And just like that, I was working on the upper part of the worm. This part is going to be where the mouth was. He has no eyes because he's blind. He was visually impaired when he was young. It was a very tragic story. His mom hated the way he looked, poured bleach in his eyes, and now he's blind. Peak days. The top was finally done. I just needed to add the teeth and all that mess. Also, I need to destroy the house a bit because how was a worm moving through a house and it's perfectly fine? It looked a bit retarded, so I had to switch it up. Upon finishing the teeth, I just realized I only had a little bit of a decoratory things to add. Not to be alarming, just make sure you look very closely. Yes, I know he's eating limbs. It's very fucked up, but let's not forget I got called a slave, and that's very hurtful. Had to put it into Minecraft. After that, I started destroying the sides of the house because it needed to look realistic. It was actually turning out better than I expected. Bro, I'm a horrible builder. I don't know how I even built something remotely close to this. I don't even know. Now that I really see this, I built this whole house up just to break it down completely. Hey man, the things we do for buildings. After my house looked like I told my ex I cheated on her, and it was finally almost complete. I just had to add a little bit of the portal design in the house, and after that I was pretty much finished with the house. But then at the time I was deep in it. The worm is going through the portal, but where did it come from? It came from another portal, which went through this portal to get through the house. So I had to make a second one, if you get what I'm going with this. Yeah, at this point, I just started spinning around. I couldn't be asked to do the portal like I did the last one, doing it intricately. Piss off, I just spun around. I started to fill them in accurately, and with that, I was done. I had to actually appreciate it. It was actually decent. Like, I didn't know I could ever build something like this. I could definitely build more stuff. Like, generally, after making this video, after building the first worm, I decided to just build a large Steve that was black. Don't know what came to my head after that. But that's kind of weird. If you guys don't see me build anything else, just put in the comments or something. And subscribe. I need more of those.